We're getting some amazing signs from Rome. Finally, things are really starting to happen. Pope Leo has begun what needed to be done for a long time. Getting rid of things, fixing things, cleaning up. Important people, who everyone thought would never leave, are just gone now. No big announcements, no speeches, but with total determination. Something big is happening. And if you think this is just the start, you're right. Stick around until the end. It all happened quietly, but with a speed that leaves no doubt. Marco Rupnik's works have disappeared from the Vatican website. No press releases, no official statements, just a complete and immediate removal. Where his creations used to be for the biggest church celebrations, now we find traditional icons, as if the recent past was just wiped away. But it's not just a symbolic act. It's a clear, unmistakable message that something has changed. And this change has a face. Pope Leo. For years, despite serious accusations against Rupnik, the artist continued to be honored and supported in Vatican circles. His mosaics graced basilicas, holy places, and official publications, even with growing protests from believers and victims. The reports from dozens of nuns, detailed accounts, and testimonies were dismissed or downplayed. However, suddenly, something broke. Soon after the new pope was appointed, all visual content related to Rupnik was removed from Vatican News, not just in Italian, but also in the Spanish version. A complete, instant, organized cleanup. If you value our news work and share the principles of truth and clarity, support us with a super thanks. Each piece of content requires dedication, research, and effort, and our activity is completely self-funded. Your contribution allows us to continue this mission. We sincerely thank you. It's unlikely that such a strong action about such a sensitive topic happened without the Pope's direct approval. And here's where the difference comes in. Pope Leo doesn't need big announcements. He acts. And where things were once allowed, now a barrier stands. His decisions spread like quiet ripples through the Vatican halls. The faces of the cardinals and prelates show surprise, respect, and sometimes fear. No one dares to speak openly, but everyone understands that a new season has begun. Pope Leo acts quietly, staying out of the spotlight. His hands sign documents, his steps echo in the old halls, but his face stays in the shadows. It's the power of actions, not words, that changes history. Among the faithful, there's a feeling of excitement and hope. Some pray silently in the chapels, others watch the changes with eyes full of wonder. The church is slowly waking up from a long sleep. Signs of change are everywhere. Old photos are taken down, new paintings are hung, and a different energy can be felt in the halls. It's the end of one era and the start of another, clearer and braver. Art by a person accused of spiritually and physically harming consecrated women no longer has a place in the official communications of the Holy See. There's no mercy for talent, and no separation between the artist and the person. When evil shows up in the art itself is compromised. With a practical action, Pope Leo has said enough, and he's done it without a show, without meetings, without compromises. Just a fact. Rupnik's images are gone. And this, in Rome, where things take a long time and solutions are often half measures, is already a revolution. Another name emerges in the Vatican's long history of scandals: Gustavo Zanchetta. His case is not just another headline, but a symbol of a system that protected the powerful for too long. Gustavo Zanchetta, a former Argentine bishop, was for years a key figure in the network of favors and silence that marked the previous papacy. For years, allegations of abuse and misconduct were quietly filed away, while Zanchetta continued to rise in the church hierarchy. Internal investigations were launched, but their findings rarely saw the light of day. Accused of abusing seminarians, he resigned in 2017 under unclear circumstances and was immediately welcomed into the Vatican with a position created just for him. The Vatican's response echoed a familiar pattern: silence, reassignment, and protection. News outlets around the world questioned the Church's commitment to justice, a position that, in practice, protected him from any legal or church action. For the faithful, each new revelation deepened the sense of betrayal. Many wondered if the Church would ever truly change. But his story also came to an end, and the sign, once again, comes from above. In a rare move, Zanchetta was put on trial in Argentina. Courtroom sketches showed a man finally facing justice, while Vatican officials watched closely. Zanchetta was tried in Argentina and sentenced to 4 years in prison for abuse. Yet even after sentencing, loopholes remained. Instead of prison, he received house arrest, and for months, his whereabouts were unclear. But instead of going to prison, he was given house arrest, which he managed however he wanted. He moved to Rome, saying he needed medical attention, and stayed much longer than allowed. For months, no one knew where he was. Cover-ups, silences, planned disappearances, the same old strategy. But this time, the pattern was broken. A new papacy brought a new approach. No more hiding, no more protection for the powerful. Until a few days after Pope Leo was elected, Zanchetta reappears in his country, settled in a monastery. Interestingly, as soon as the new pope took office, his refuge in Rome ended. It's hard to think this is just a coincidence. The timing is too precise. The Zanchetta case is a turning point. For the first time, the Vatican's old ways are being challenged, and the faithful are watching closely, hoping for real reform. The future of the Church depends on its willingness to confront the past, protect the vulnerable, and rebuild trust. The Zanchetta case is not just a scandal. It is a test of faith, leadership, and the promise of true reform. Zanchetta disappeared from Rome just as the new pope took office, and all signs point to it not being his decision to leave. Rather, he was removed. And this, for those who can read the signs, is another clear sign of the Leonine line. No more cover-ups, no more ambiguity, no more untouchable bishops. The Zanchetta case, in essence, is a symbol of deep-rooted evil. A bishop accused and then judged, welcomed, and even reinstated in the Vatican hierarchy, as if the accusations were trifles. It is the mentality of clerical privilege that Pope Leo seems to want to completely eradicate. Instead of silence and protection, there is removal. Instead of welcome, removal. Just as Rupnik's controversial art has been removed, Zanchetta is also removed. And in this silent but concrete gesture, we see the courage of a pontificate that wants to rebuild lost credibility. For years, the Church has seen a dangerous system growing within it. It's the system of the protected, the favored, the holy ones who couldn't be touched because of friendships or personal interests. Powerful men, often involved in scandals or serious accusations, instead of being removed, were hidden, moved, and defended. Today, everything has changed. The election of Pope Leo has marked a turning point, and it was noticed right away. Those who enjoyed Rome's protection yesterday are now out. Excluded from positions, excluded from the palaces, excluded from the official channels of the Holy See. Marco Rupnik and Gustavo Zanchetta were two clear examples of this corrupt way of doing things. Two figures who showed how church power had been twisted by personal favors. The removals were done quietly, but they were complete. These weren't demotions or suspensions while waiting for things to be cleared up. They were final, quick, clear exclusions. The message reached all the bishops loud and clear. Anyone who used their position to hurt others, and anyone who covered up wrongdoing for their own benefit, will no longer find refuge in the Vatican palaces. It's the start of a new time, a time where the protected ones have left, and the gospel is back in the spotlight. This is the gospel path. It's not about punishing, it's about saving. It's a tough path because it goes against what the world thinks, which is all about looking good and holding on to power. But it's the only way that can truly heal the Church. And this is exactly what Pope Leo is doing. He's healing, getting rid of the bad parts, and showing that the beauty of faith is only protected by the strength of truth. What do you think? If you liked the video, comment amen. God bless you.